Hey everyone, it's More Crafts back for another video. This is episode number 25, and I have a lot to talk about. I am cold, which is nothing new. So I have a hat on today that I made on my knitting machine, my little sweater, a long sleeve shirt, pants, socks. Because it is cold. Well, it's cold outside. I have no windows open, but I'm still freezing. I'm always cold. I'm always running around the house with either a long sleeve shirt on, pants on. This is the first time I've had to put a hat on, but I just couldn't get warm no matter what I tried, so I figured I would just throw a hat on and try to warm up that way. I'm pretty warm. The only thing that's cold is my hands. But we have a lot to talk about this morning. It is 6 o'clock in the morning, and it is the 8th. It's Thursday, the 8th. It's September. So we have a lot of finished objects to show you, and I have just a couple whips, and I wanted to start one more whip, but I figured now would be the perfect time to do this because the whip is going to be a crochet hat. I want to start a crochet hat for some reason. So I don't know what hat pattern I'm going to start, but it's just going to be a crocheted hat. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 works in progress. I tried to do this video yesterday, but our neighbor came over, and I could hear my mom and her talking throughout the whole video, so I had to delete it. And so I'm doing it this morning. I'm staying up because Graham and I have some errands to run. She's gonna take me to the grocery store. Me and Mom would go. Mom's car's making some weird noise. When you put the brakes on, it makes a very, very loud noise. And when she pushes the gas pedal to go, it's almost like it just doesn't want to go. So we need to get it checked out before we run it anymore. So I have, like I said, I have 5 works in progresses. And then I have a whole crap load of finished objects. I also wanted to tell you about my idea that I had. So, it started out with one of the blankets that I'm working on. So I just picked a bunch of yarn from my stash, and I decided that I wanted to make a rainbow blanket. Not like, the red, orange, yellow, all of that. I wanted it to be like a whole mess of colors. So I picked a whole bunch of colors out of my stash and put all of the colors in a bag. And then what I did was I had Mom write on a piece of paper the color of the yarn. Then I put them in a bowl and I shake it up, and when I need another color, I pull out of the bowl, and whatever color is on the paper, I do 10 rows of it. And I have 2 more of those. So this little one is for the blanket one of the blankets I'm going to show you, and I'll get into more detail with that. Then, since I finished a whole bunch of projects, I was kind of like, okay, what do I work on? For 2 days, I was going back and forth. Do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? And it just kept going back and forth. And Mom said, well, why don't you write on pieces of paper, put them in a bowl, and pick out a pattern and do it. So that's what I did. So 2 of these patterns, or 2 of my whips, is actually the patterns that I picked out of the bowl. And that is this one. These are all the patterns that I want to do. That is a lot. So yeah. So this is that one. I have crochet written on it so that I know what it's for. Then I have another one for my beaded stitch markers. And this is all the ones that I want to do for my stitch markers. So, I've had the same problem with bead weaving. I have all these really, really cute patterns that I want to do. It's just my problem is picking ones and actually doing them. So, this is for the blanket, this is for my stitch markers, and this is for crochet projects that I want to do. Just thought I would share that with you, so in case you guys get stuck, you could do it for, like I'm doing with a blanket. You could write a whole bunch of projects, like patterns and stuff that you want to do, and put them in a bowl, and pick one out, and finish that project, and then move on to the next one. Or like I did, I picked 2 of them out and just do it that way. So we are going to do my whips first because I have less of those. I have a basket over here full of whips, or full of finished objects. So we're going to do my whips first. And the first one I'm going to show you is the blanket that I am making using the Tupperware, the bowl. So I am in the middle of a color, and I got this stitch pattern. It's a single crochet, double crochet, and you start with the double crochet and then with the single crochet. I got this stitch pattern off of Pamela's Adoring Crochets Essential Crochet Sweater. She has a tutorial on YouTube for it, and she also has a written pattern on her shop, I think. Her Adoring Doll Clothes shop website. So I'm going to fold this in half so you can kind of see it. Okay, so the first color down here was Arbor Rose. The second color, so Arbor Rose is Loops and Threads Impeccable. The green is just green and its mainstays. This color here is Rich Orchid Impeccable. And the hot pink that I'm doing is Pretty in Pink Red Heart Super Saver. So this has its own bag, and I'm just gonna toss it up there. I'm using a 6.5mm hook for that. That's the hook she used in her sweater pattern, and I just thought I would just use the same hook. The next project I'm going to show you is a mosaic pattern. So I'm using black, and I'm using this really bright neon orange, and it's a cow, and it's going to be cats. I'm in the middle of a row, and I was working on this earlier, and I was just getting really confused. And I'm in the, like I said, I'm in the middle of a row, so I'm just gonna put this, I stopped for a little bit, and I'll pick it up in a day or two, but I'll put it on. So, looks like this. So yeah, I'm in the middle of a row. I gotta take this row out anyway, the orange row that's at the top right here, because I think I messed up, so I need to take it out and go a little bit slower working on it. And this pattern is by Crochet at Terry's on Ravelry. It is a paid for pattern, and I really like it. I went and bought a lot of her patterns today. Her patterns are very, very reasonably priced. I bought some hat patterns. I bought some cow patterns. I bought 3 sweater patterns from her, and they're all mosaic crochet. The only thing is she uses UK terms instead of US terms, but she does have the patterns for UK terms and US terms. And she uses a lot of DK weight for her patterns, and I'm of course going to use worsted weight. And I wanted to start she calls them ruffle. No, it's not the right word. She calls them something else. Not their coat. They're like not like they're. I forget the right word that she calls them, but they're basically like hoods and stuff. They have a hood on them. And the one I bought is a paw print, and the other one is has cats on it. Because if you know me, I love cats and I love dogs. It was a year on July 15th this year that my kid had passed away, and I think I said something in that video that I did like the day after his passing and his birthday, or it was a year on the 17th of July when he passed away. So can't believe he's been gone for a year already. I miss him so much, but he's in a much better place now. He's so much healthier than when he was alive. So that is Living in One of the Baskets by Pamela's Adoring Crochet. The next width that I have, not much done on it, but I am using Mainstays. I think this is just called Purple. Yep, Mainstays Purple. And the purple is the main color, and this is what I have left over from the Rich Orchid, so I'm using that. And there really is nothing to see on this because I literally just got started. So yeah, and I'm using a 5mm hook for these Mosaic Patterns. It calls, like I said, she uses DK weight and she uses a 4, but since I'm using a bigger yarn, I went up like a whole size. So this one is going to be the paw print, and I went ahead, before I made this video, I went on my phone and I did all of my links, and I have a link tree now. So on the link tree, you can find my Facebook shop, where I have bags, stitch markers, and things like that. I also have my personal Facebook page. I have my More Crafts podcast group, and I have my Instagram. So those are all in the link tree. So all of that stuff where you can find me will be in the link tree. And then all the patterns that I talk about today in this video will be, well, not all of them, because some of them are pretty simple. But the ones that I am going to talk about that there is a pattern for, I will link it in the description box below. My next whip is, I finished the one blanket, which I don't have it in my finished objects, but I finished a double-stranded scrap blanket, and I have a lot of scraps and they're taken over. So again, I have the bag that I'm currently holding the project in, and I have a huge tote behind me, plus I have some in another bag. I have some in my closet, so I need to use up some. So I'm just doing a double strand crochet blanket. This is just double crochet, nothing fancy. Basically, I start with 2 balls of yarn. I go till one of them runs out, I tie a new one on, and go until one of them runs out, and I just keep tying on balls as they get used to use up a lot of my scraps. I was trying to save my scraps for like amigurumis, but it's just getting my scrap balls are getting way out of control. I would like to keep them detained into one tote, but so far right now that is not happening, so they need to be used. But yeah, so this is doubled. I don't know about you, but when I make blankets, I tend to make them extremely wide. I do it all the time. So, and how I did this one is I didn't do the chain. I just did the double crochet foundation row for however long I wanted it. And then I just, instead of doing a chain 2, I do a chain 1 and then double crochet in the very, very first stitch. So it kind of has like a clean edge to it. It's straight. Then there's no big gaps or anything like that. My last crochet whip that I have right this minute, like I said, I'm going to work on this a little bit. And then I'm going to start a hat. So there's a lady on YouTube. Her name is Vivi, V-I-V-I, Berry, B-E-R-R-Y, crochet. And she has a ton of gorgeous crochet tote bags that could be easily used as market bags and all kinds. And I found her one time looking for a crochet bag. When I was looking for crochet bags, I found her and just looked at all of her pretty bags. She does use cotton yarn for her bags. I have a lot of cotton that's just been sitting around. I was trying to make some crop tops with it, but I think I'm just going to use them for bags. So the pattern, there is no title for this bag, but I did link it. I will link it in the description below. So basically, it starts with a solid granny bottom, and you have to do this for 8 rows, the granny stitch, and then row 9 you skip. You do 1 double crochet in each of the stitches, but you don't do the chain 2 in the corner. It's just double crochet in each chain or each stitch, and then in the corner stitch you put 2 double crochet. So I'm on row, I think 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I'm on row 8. And then row 9 is the row where you don't do the 2 double or the 2 chains in the corner. You just put the 2 double crochet. I'm using a 5mm hook for this. And for the double strand scrap blanket, I'm using an 8mm hook for that also. I'm gonna get a drink real quick. I very rarely ever drink on my podcast. But sorry, my mouth is really dry. So the reason why I am doing this video now is because I have to go to the post office and mail a bunch of packages out. So I figured I would do this now. So I have some beaded bookmarks that I made for orders, and I tell you what, I thought I was gonna like making bookmarks, but I learned very quickly that I do not like making beaded bookmarks. The first 3 I went like really fast on them, and then the fourth one, which is the smallest one that I have, the smallest one that I've made, I just ran out of gas on it. So the first one I made was this one that says TARDIS. It's blue and black. The second one I made says Gryffindor. This is for one order, so I gotta get those packaged up. The third one I made was this cross one here, and it has like little flowers and vines on it. And then the fourth one is the smallest one, but I had a hard time finding a pattern for it, so I just kind of made it up, and it says Elvis. And this one was the most pain in the butt one ever. Don't ask me why, but the shortest one was the pain in the butt. So now we are going to get on to crocheted finished objects. And I have a ton of them. So we'll do this one first since it's on top. This is the Frontline Hero Bear. This one my mom claimed because she doesn't have it. So she opted not to have the hat and not to have the mask, since it is just going to be for her. So I used, this is, Impeccable, but I think it's camel or soft taupe. So I made that. And then this is aqua, big twist. Oh, I didn't tell you the color I was using for my bag. It is just Lily Sugar and Cream in the colorway red. I have another ball of that, so I'm hoping to get one bag out of the balls, 2 balls. But I use a 3.75 millimeter for this bear, which is what I use for all of my amigurumis. But yeah, so she can get him. The next one I have is, oh my god, I missed some ends. I never miss my ends. But it's just a big granny square. I use a 6 millimeter hook for this. And what I did was I grabbed a ball of yarn and made the rows so I couldn't make any more full rows. Then I cut the yarn, tied on a new one, and so just did that. And it's pretty big. This is going to go for donations. So then the next one I have is this one here. And this is the reason why I started another one, because I finished this one. And I might have to start using this one for on my bed over my other blanket, because the last several nights I've been pretty cold. And I just can't seem to get warm. I just can't seem to warm up. So this is also a double strand blanket. Just using up my scraps. I don't know how big it is. I can't get it all on the screen. It's definitely not my wingspan, because I can still bend my arm. That one might have to be for myself. Now, okay, so I have one more before I get to all the amigurumis. Where's the meat? So, I also bought 4 pairs of Mosaic Fingerless mitts. And they're also by Crochet with Terry. This is the first pair I made. I did start a second pair, but I did not like the yarn. I was using Red Heart Super Saver Retro Stripes and black, and I was not happy with the way the retro stripes was working up. So I decided to frog them. I had one whole mitten done, but I frogged it all. So, like I said, she uses DK weight for her mittens and a 3.5mm hook. This pair, I used a 3.75mm hook, and they're a little snug, but they will be perfect for, I have fat fingers and fat hands and fat arms, so they're a little snug on me, but they will be perfect for a petite woman probably. So they're the paw print ones. So I use, like I said, I use the 3.75 for these. The next pairs I make, because I will be making more of these. The next pairs I make, I am going to be using a 4mm hook for them. The paw print one that I used, the retro stripe in the black, it fit real nice with the 4mm hook. So that's what I'm going to use for those ones. But, so I have two. And this yarn was some yarn I got on sale at Joann's. It was Vivid, maybe, in the confetti colorway. But it has like a whole ton of color in it. So I used it, and it works really nice with the black. But the next ones I'm going to do, I think I'm going to use 2 solids. Now we have a lot of gnomes and 2 other gnomes, or 3 other. We have lots of gnomes, and we have 2 non-gnomes. So we'll do the gnomes first. So I have this bee here. He is sold. I have to mail him out. I should get everything I have to mail out and lay it over on my bed so that I know what I have to mail out. But so he is sold. This pattern will be linked in the description box. This is a pattern by Muffycorn on Etsy. I've made this one before. I did it differently. I did one bee instead of the other bee. So just to switch it up a little bit. And I made 7 flowers to go the whole way around. And I probably could get away with 8. And I think when I make him again, I will do 8. Because I think I can squeeze the flowers. Like there's a spot there. And there's a spot over here. That I can squeeze them together to make it a little bit more fuller, I think. So yeah, there's a bee gnome. I am going to throw him on my bed because he is sold. I have a sunflower gnome, and he is also by Muffycorn. He will be linked in the description box below. So, that is my thumbnail. So the large gnomes are $20 plus shipping. The medium gnomes are $15 plus shipping. And the small gnomes are $10 plus shipping. So his petals, I hot glue the flowers on because I want his petals to be like 3D. But sometimes Manitas have a mind of their own, I guess. But yeah, I really like these gnomes. Well, he is not sold. So. Then I have a medium ladybug. This isn't a ladybug, this is a bee. I have a medium bee. This is by Lucy Magic. It'll be in the description box below. I can't remember if it's toys or patterns or something like that. But yeah, isn't he cute? So he is. And then I have the tiniest little bee gnome. And I have no idea what this pattern is, who this pattern is by either. I don't even want to say in case I get it messed up. But yeah, he's cute. Then I have a meerkat. His face is a little wonky. He is for an order, so he is getting packaged up today. I have a medium ladybug gnome. Isn't he cute? His little antenna's all messed up. There we go. Little ladybug gnome. Then I have a little bitty ladybug gnome. Isn't he cute? I have a large ladybug gnome. And I did make the second ladybug and put him on, just to switch it up a little bit. So, he is sold. Then I have a pig, and this is by Grayson Yarns. The large pig. And the only specifications was it had to have blue eyes. Now, I did not have a lot of this size blue eyes. So what I did was I took some clear eyes and used some nail polish and made his eyes blue. Worked out really well. So if you have a lot of clear safety eyes, go to the dollar store and get yourself some nail polish and make your own color eyes. You can do it for any. What I usually do is hold the post and a pair of scissors and paint around the little pupil, and then I can hold it and look at it to see if I missed any spots. And that's what I did for this dog. This dog's ears, man. His ears will not stay down where they're supposed to. But he has blue eyes too. And I used the same technique. And she wanted a red dog. I didn't have all red. I didn't have a lot of red. So I had to improvise with 2 shades of red because that's what the pattern called for. I think he turned out okay. And this one has a safety nose. So, isn't he cute? So that one is getting packaged up too. And finally, that is everything out of my basket. I'm going to put these gnomes in here. And all of the gnomes that I showed are over on my Facebook shop. So you can look over there if you want to purchase one. I also do other amigurumis, as you can see. But my throat is getting awfully sore. I did want to say before I let you guys go is at the end of the month I am hoping to have a stitch marker shop update. I have some finished now, but I want to make more. So there's going to be some Halloween themed ones. There's going to be some Christmas themed ones. Then there's going to be a lot of random ones. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to, I think, start a hat. I don't know what hat pattern. I have a whole crap load of hat patterns that I haven't even made or wrote down yet. But yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys have a good and a great Thursday. And I gotta get these orders packaged up before I can crochet anything else. So I will let you guys go. Hope you guys have a great Thursday. Hope you guys have a great day. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.